to the 29th Hayley-Roxanna Crafts quick cross stitch video, where I share information, hints and tips on one area of cross stitch in a short video. In this video I am focusing on the needles used for cross stitching. Generally in cross stitching, tapestry needles are used. Tapestry needles have a blunt end which helps to prevent the accidental piercing of the threads of the fabric and the splitting of floss when you're stitching. They also have a larger eye, which makes the threading of the stranded cotton and other threads used in cross stitching easier and protects the threads from wear and tear when stitching. Most tapestry needles are nickel plated, but if you are allergic to nickel, you can also buy gold plated ones. Tapestry needles also come in different sizes, which are denoted by a number. The larger the number, the smaller the needle. The size of needle to use depends on the count of the fabric you are using, as well as personal preference. You want to be able to get the needle through the holes in the fabric without making the holes bigger. But if the needle is too small, it may cause unnecessary wear and tear on the thread as you stitch. Here is a chart you can use as a guide to help you choose which needle to use. I will also share this on my other social media platforms. For reference, the needles here are size 22, 24, 26 and 28. Something else to be aware of when selecting which needle to use is the condition of your needles. Discard any needles which have marks or rough edges, as these can damage your fabric and threads as you stitch. When discarding needles, I would advise placing them inside something that can be sealed before you put them in your bin, as although they are not sharp, they could be a danger to wildlife if the contents of your bin were spilled. Also avoid leaving your needle in your work when not stitching, as this can lead to marks on the fabric. Whilst you will mostly use tapestry needles for cross stitching, if the design you are working on requires you to pierce the fabric for back stitching or to make partial stitches, then an ordinary sharper sewing needle may be necessary. Personally, I have only really needed to use a sharper needle like this when working on stiffer Aida fabrics, so I just try to avoid using fabrics like this, as I'd rather not have to use regular sewing needles, as the holes can be a bit difficult to thread with your embroidery threads. If you have any questions about needles for cross stitching, please pop them in the comments. And in the next quick cross stitch video, I will discuss how I use my iPad to help me keep track of my patterns when I'm stitching.